So the game, SpongeBob SquarePants, Cosmic Shake.
Yeah.
It's a new game from THQ, it's for kids. It's on Switch and everything else. It's water, right? They're underwater. Why don't we film underwater? Yeah? So get a Switch, get underwater, play it, done.
You can't just film underwater. You can say it, but like...
Just, look, you've seen Titanic, Jim, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen Titanic, and James Cameron spent like $1 billion on that film.
Listen, if he can do it, we can do it. Just get a mini sub, go down, get it done, right?
Get a mini sub? Like, you can't just get a mini sub.
You do the filming, Connor can call someone, it'll be fine.
Well, maybe, like a goldfish in a bag, right? This is the only way I can think of maybe getting this done, right? You know, like how from a fairground, you get goldfish in a bag. I don't even know if it's still legal, but it's like, it's a bag of water and somehow the fish survives until you get it to your house, but not long after that. But what if we invert that concept? So we put the Switch in a bag of air and put that underwater so the Switch is safe.
Jim, listen, I don't care, right? It's 1:45, I'm still eating breakfast. I just want you to get it done, all right?
Right.
Just, as long as you don't break the Switch, we've got one Switch, okay?
Are you telling us the budget for this video doesn't cover times one Nintendo Switch?
It's just the one Switch that we already own.
I'll see what I can do.
So this is SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake, which is a really beautiful looking game, I have to say. I'm not au fait with SpongeBob SquarePants lore like you are, because you grew up with it, and I'm a bit older, so I missed the boat slightly on that. But he is a beloved character.
Yeah, everyone loves SpongeBob.
For people of all generations, I think.
Yep.
One thing I do want you to explain, though, if you can, Connor, is they have water under the ocean. So this is a lake.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the science of that. Could you?
So, as established in the show, on the beach episodes where we go to the Goo Lagoon,
Yeah.
this is actually goo.
Hence the Goo Lagoon.
Yeah, so
I see.
we're in water right now, but if I was to jump in there, I'd lose one of my lives, so I won't do that.
Your lives are pants.
Yeah, so pants are your lives.
Yeah.
Well, if you run out of pants, you're in big trouble, just like in real life.
We need to also mention that Patrick is a balloon.
He is a balloon, you're right.
It's got a full fat combat system. You can dodge, you can ground pound.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. You've got like the full move list out for SpongeBob.
Right, how to make a submarine for your Nintendo Switch. Big old plastic bag, it's got to be thick, you don't want to mess about. Fishing wire, no idea what I'm using that for. A pen, a marker of some description, pair of scissors, marigolds, because we're no messing about. I got the good duct tape for $8.99 because it's got to be watertight like a military submarine, you know. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Alright, it's not very comfortable, but you can definitely operate the machine. Great.
Can you call me at a more convenient time next time? Anyway, it's been about 2 weeks since you had that first call. You're meant to film something. Can't at least see what you've been up to.
Right, so we came to the river to test the Mark I Switch submarine device, and we've hit a bit of a technical hitch. So basically the design doesn't take into account the fact that air is lighter than water and therefore floats.
It's floating.
It's not supposed to do that though. So we have to try and kind of poke it underwater to see if the Switch will survive being submerged. It's quite disappointing because I went to the Wikipedia pages for both air and water and neither of them mention this fact.
What are you two playing at?
I don't want to say this without being a bit harsh, but you realise that we're getting paid to make this, right? And you just poked a bag in a river with what was it, a stick?
Well, Connor just decided to leg it because one member of the public asked us what we were up to, which apparently in Connor's mind is tantamount to citizen's arrest.
You multicellular idiots!
So this is Plankton they're talking to, and he's a bad guy in the show, right?
Yeah, he is, but due to the extraordinary circumstances of this game, he seems to just be down on his luck like everyone else. SpongeBob's, actions have caused a big cosmic extravaganza. It's all gone a bit wrong.
This is a natural disaster, effectively, that's happened. So, like, SpongeBob's just going to help him out.
Yeah,
It's not going to discriminate.
Look at the chum bucket. It's in the right state.
Just explain to me a second another bit of SpongeBob lore. Now, the Chum Bucket is a human-sized bucket that is a restaurant in Bikini Bottom.
Oh, hidden pants. Yeah, it is a real human bucket. We assume dropped at some point.
Yeah.
And made its way down here. All of these costumes, or at least a lot of these costumes, are referencing like old episodes, right? Dried sponge. That's from the SpongeBob movie with David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff was in the SpongeBob movie.
The Berlin Wall did canonically fall in the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, the existence of David Hasselhoff in the SpongeBob universe also implies the partition of Germany.
Yeah, it's a little known aspect of the SpongeBob.
Yeah,
sort of
I mean, they don't go into it very often.
They don't.
Knowing that it happened in that universe is very interesting.
It really adds to the texture of the narrative going through this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Going through the series as a whole.
We've got an option, right? So pull some strings. I've got the number of Cameron's agent. So if we want to get that sub,
who's Cameron?
James Cameron, right?
As in the film director?
Yeah. So he's got that sub he uses. Give the agent a call, get down in it, film for a couple of minutes. You're done, right? So
what you're now asking me to do is to phone James Cameron's agent, unsolicited, whose number you have mysteriously found, and ask him to let us into James Cameron's submarine.
Yeah, just don't show me any of that footage you filmed already.
Does he even have a submarine? Do you know where his submarine is? Or maybe where he leaves the keys?
I don't think Jim actually owns the submarine. I think he works with scientists who have the submarine.
Okay, what if I was a scientist? We have this idea, right, of like, wouldn't it be great if we play the SpongeBob game underwater?
Who gave you this number?
Tom Ori give me this number.
Tom, give you my number. You can tell Tom Ori, he's gonna get a call from the police.
I don't think that was James Cameron's agent.
Jim, I gave you this on a plate. The man has a submarine. Go in the submarine, film it underwater. What is the problem?
The problem is that even if James Cameron does have a submarine, he's not going to lend it to us.
All right. Listen, I don't know why we didn't do this before. Go to the sea, Jim. You know, the sea, where there is water. Connor, do you understand this?
Yeah.
The sea, walk into the sea, film under the water in the sea. All right?
You know what? That actually works. You can just walk into the sea, right? That's the thing. People do it all the time.
Yeah, I expect this to be done, Jim, all right? Don't mess it up again.
Right.
Wow, this is amazing.
So, like, I've
Got vehicles now.
Yeah,
We've got a mount.
We're on a seahorse. I think this is. I assume this must be like a different universe style Bikini Bottom where it's all Western, right?
Some really well-timed slapstick in this.
Sure, yeah, no, it's really good gags. Some version of Mr. Krabs, or perhaps our Mr. Krabs, is the red-handed bandit, so we have to keep an eye out for him as well.
I've got this theory, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Hear me out. What SpongeBob does is it taps into the childhood kind of joy of going to the beach. And I don't mean being at the beach.
Right.
Because I don't think anyone really enjoys being at the beach.
No.
But the childhood joy of like being told we're going to the beach today.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, when you're a kid, you immediately think, oh yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going to build a sandcastle and we're going to get ice cream and going to swim in the ocean and it's going to be sun-kissed and magical and wonderful. And then like you get there and it's like as horrid as that jump that you just missed.
Yeah, I mean, I was paying attention to your point.
Well, I feel like you were just illustrating what I was about to get.
Exactly,
and I appreciate it.
Okay, so the river was a total blowout.
The chief reason why the river test didn't work is because we couldn't complete it because you ran away. We've come to Bristol, Santa Monica, because plan B is that you're going to walk into the sea with a switch and a bag.
Why am I walking in the sea? Why can't you walk in the sea?
Because I don't want to walk in the sea.
I don't know why it has to be me. Why can't you do it?
I don't think any of us is going in the sea. because there is no sea. Right, so Connor's big idea was to dig a hole and make the sea come to us. I think we're just making a mess. You're not going to be able to submerge yourself in that, though, are you? I mean,
If we could just get the switch in there, it will count, right?
no, it won't. Because the brief isn't to dunk a switch.
Is that salty enough?
Why are we salting it?
Good point, Jim. Why were you salting a pool of water?
It has to be authentic, right? So in my mind, if it's just water, no one cares. It's just we could have gone to a swimming pool, we could have gone to a pond or back to the river again. Even.
Connor, listen. Nobody's tasting the water, all right? It's a video.
Is it dry? Moment of truth.
Wet, it's soaking wet. Come on. No! We broke it.
We broke it.
If we film this, could we claim it off expenses?
That's why we're filming it.
You went to the beach. I think that possibly is the only bit of what I said you actually did, right? So you turned up, there's no sea. Did either of you think, oh, I'll check when the tides go out? Did you look at that before you left?
Well, no, because...
No, you did not. Right, next thing. You didn't even bother walking to the sea. I'm sure you could have managed that.
there was mud flats all the way to Wales.
You could have got there, right? So what did you do? You dug a small hole in the sand like a child.
Look, I keep saying to Connor, it's a test, and the outcome is the outcome, and every test is successful because it tells you something, right?
What's this tell you? You're both idiots. We've got to get this done, all right? This is the key part of the brief. I doubt they care about any of the other nonsense, yeah? You have to actually play the game underwater.
Okay, well, it's got to be Plan Z now. I've got an idea. You're not going to like it.
I haven't liked any of this, have I? So it's not going to be any different. Just get it done, all right? I don't care how it gets done. I don't really want to know, really, how you do it.
That's pretty great. Now look at that. Well, I'm having a real issue over here. They're just having a great time with it. Okay, I'm gonna try and take these guys out. Do a bit of bubbles. Do some crowd control.
Crowd control, yeah, exactly.
What is that doing?
Hey, that was my hiding barrel.
So, cutting about with Patrick, doing all these quests and saving the townsfolk, accomplishing all these mad, impossible things. Well, that's very SpongeBob, isn't it?
Yeah, in each episode, it was a lot about SpongeBob meeting up with his friends, right? Patrick, Squidward, Sandy, even his boss, Mr. Krabs, where he has like a surprisingly friendly relationship. We could all be so lucky to have bosses as kind as Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
But it's all because, friendship is the most important part of SpongeBob and of life, Jim. With friendship, you can do anything.
What a beautiful view that is as well.
It is brilliant. It's just so SpongeBob, right?
It's just incredibly wholesome and magical.
SpongeBob, a cartoon, has more realistic underwater scenes than that.
I don't know what you're talking about because that was underwater.
It was not. It clearly was not. It was just Connor sat there pretending, right? The fact is, you did not play the SpongeBob game underwater.
Well, you are about to eat your words.
You two think you've done the most hilarious joke in the world, right? Hello, Mr. THQ man with all the money. Please pay us because of this very clever technicality that we've bypassed all your requirements because we're so hilarious. Is that it?
As far as I'm concerned, that is basically on brief. That is as close to on brief as we can possibly get it.
Stop. The brief, yes, was very clear. Play SpongeBob Cosmic Shake underwater, not under some water. Do you understand? That is not meeting the brief.
Can we expense the water?
Oh, for Pete's sake, Connor, seriously.